Hi everybody, my name is Jessica and this is my channel Plant Hooker. Now today we're back in my living room and we're going to be talking about another Hoya. This would have to be my third Hoya that I've ever owned. And I got this one in the last Sydney plant shopping trip video that you saw. So I'll post that down below so you can watch the whole video and when we got it. So this would be 7 months since I've owned it. Yeah. And that is the Hoya Parasitica Splash. Isn't she gorgeous? Now I'm looking for that leaf that I really like. This one right here. Right and tilted. Yeah. Now Hoya Parasiticas, there's this one, the Splash. Then there's also the heart-shaped Splash. And there's also the black margin. And I think they're part of the new term Hoya verticillata or verticillati. Not sure which one. All I know is that this one was sold to me as the Parasitica Splash. Actually, it was sold to me as just Parasitica. I got it at, I think this one I got at Lotherington's flower shop in Sydney. And they weren't sure. They knew it was a Hoya. They were pretty sure it was a Parasitica. They just weren't sure what kind. So, but yeah. Now, is fairly slow growing. He's not as fast growing as my Carnosa Silver Splash, and he's not as fast growing, he's faster growing than my SP Germany. But it's still a very lovely plant. And if you accidentally hear some yelling or whatnot, my youngest is home because it's March break. There's no school, so yay! So trying to film and be quiet and do all kinds of things is very difficult at this time of year. Next week I'll have better filming. Well, all of next week will be film, and then post videos because fishing is starting soon. So, now, also known as porcelain plants or wax flowers, they do grow, this kind, I think does grow in the wild, but I'm not 100% sure because I couldn't find if it said that it grew in the wild, but according to, according to Google, of course, Hoya Parasiticas are found in the wild. Okay, DS, but is it just one kind of Parasitica, or are all the Parasiticas found in the wild? I'm not sure. But Hoyas are part of the dogbane family, or the Apocinaceae family. Now, dogbane, of course, they say all the plant, or the majority of the plants. DS. Sorry. There, I think I was here. The majority of the plants in the dogbane family are toxic to dogs. However, everything that is part of the Hoya family are not. Hoyas are non-toxic to animals, to us. We can eat them. We can even eat the wax that comes off their flowers. From what I've seen with other YouTubers, it's actually quite tasty. Which one? Good Growing. I've seen her taste the nectar that comes off their flowers. So, she's still here, so we know it's non-toxic. And that bumping and dumping and thumping is Diaz and Ziva fighting. Or well, play fighting, because if they were fighting, you'd be hearing them. Yeah. So, many Hoyas are epiphytic or lithophytic, which means they enjoy growing on top of things. Which is why a lot of them like to climb. For an example, like my Carnosa. He climbs right up his plant hanger. This is the plant hanger here for the Parasitica. And as you can see, excuse me, see how this leaf here is kind of looping? So he was looping around this, so he was starting to climb too. Now I'll water him about twice a month. And he seems to enjoy that. And the reason why I only do twice a month is because, unfortunately, this soil here, this is my conglomerate mix. I didn't realize that this type of Hoya, because my conglomerate mix is great for this guy and my SP Germany, they love it. But this guy, however, he prefers cocoa coir, peat, or orchid bark. Loves the orchid bark more so. So I think the next time I need to up-pot him or change out his soil, I'm gonna get him some orchid bark. And these guys only need to be repotted every 3 years. And sometimes they may not need an up-pot in those 3 years, they just need a change of soil. So again, with watering, it's twice a month. But most Hoyas are considered a low demand. They're like a semi-succulent, almost like peperomia. Now, when it comes to fertilizer, I know a lot of people will use the flowering fertilizer. Like it's the same kind that you use for African violets, Thanksgiving cactuses, and Christmas cactuses, and false Christmas cactuses. And that's great for him and my SP Germany. I wish I could show him, but he's like over there. These guys don't tend to like the flowering stuff so much. They actually prefer all-purpose and the fertilizer that's strictly for green plants. They do still flower, however, they do still flower. But from what I've been able to gather, the Parasitica is more for leaves than for flowers. They don't flower as often as, say, the SP Germany or the Carnosa. And to be completely honest, I've never had a Hoya flower yet, so I can't tell you. Now, is okay with normal humidity. Most Hoyas don't mind wood stoves. So if you have a wood stove and you want to get greenery, go with Hoyas. This guy, this is my second or third year with him. Or no, second full year going on to my third year. Yes. And he's done wonderful with the wood stove. The SP Germany, when I first got him, I kept him upstairs because I figured he needed more humidity and whatnot. And then I moved him downstairs and he started taking off because now he's starting to get a new leaf and it's like, wow. So I either had him in too bright a light, because he's now still in a south-facing window, but it's to the left of a south-facing window, so he only gets like evening light. And he seems to like that more. Him, however, he is still okay with the normal humidity. However, he doesn't seem to like it when it gets too blaring, because when we're like in -20 and I really have to have the wood stove going, he tends to like droop a little bit, and then I give him a mist and he seems to be fine. But if you do wish to mist them, about every 3 days is when I have my wood stove going, like really going, is when I'll do him. I'll mist him about every 3 days. And he seems to be okay with it. He likes it. Everything's good. But if the wood stove's not going, I might only mist him maybe once a week. The same thing with the other two. Now, you do want to clean these leaves, because as you can see how big they are, and a lot of Hoyas do suffer from edema, which means they can't sweat out the water enough from their leaves if they get watered too much. So these guys, you do want to clean their leaves every 3 months. And I do it with him, and I do it with him. They're not fussy about the water like calatheas are. So just a soft cloth and some warm water, and he's perfectly happy. Does like part sun, part shade. He's not a full sun guy. He doesn't seem to like to have full sun, which is why he's in, this is a west facing window. So all these plants here love the west facing window. Like my Benjamina ficus, that's like 22 years. Yeah, I've had this guy for 22 years. Same with the donkey tail. Now, he's a succulent, so surprisingly, you'd think he would prefer a south-facing window, not so much. So I moved him to here. He's great. My money tree is fine. All my peperomias are doing good. I think the only one you can see is the jelly. Ponytail palm prefers it, much so than the south. Same thing with my cubensis and my lemon lioptisfolia. Same thing goes for him. So on the safe side, all Hoyas love west-facing windows. Except for the ones that change color, like the sunstress ones. But then again, like, I know it makes the leaves look really cool and pretty and whatnot, but I thought of stressing my plants because they're stressed out enough as it is. Having me for a plant mom, so we wouldn't want to do that any more than we already have to. Now, when it comes to ideal temperatures, as I mentioned before, like, he's not a fan of when the stove is really, really going. But the ideal temperatures for these guys are between 18 and 24 degrees Celsius, which is 64, 75 degrees Fahrenheit. If I did my math right, I think. And they can only go outside in my area, because my hardiness zone is a 5A/5B, they can only go outside between July and August. But if you're in a hardiness zone, I think it's 10 or higher, these guys can go outside year round. And the lowest temperatures these guys can survive are between 4 and 10 degrees Celsius. Mind you, each parasitica is different. I couldn't find one that was specifically for that parasitica, that kind of parasitica, this kind of parasitica. And if you can hear that noise, I believe that's the Coast Guard. Oh yeah. Oh wow, is it ever close to the water? He's really close to the house, like he just went. You probably can't hear it. I can hear it. But it's like, because with fishing is starting within the next 1, 2, 3, 8 days, I believe. No, 7, 8, 9, 10 days. The next 10 days. So they got the Coast Guard flying around looking at the ice conditions to see whether we're going to go or not. Because right now, the last I heard, it was April 4th. So I get to go back to work. And I don't get to talk to you guys anymore. So what you'll be seeing after this video is everything that I've stockpiled. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. So 4 to 10 degrees Celsius, which is 38 to 49 or 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So if you lose power, this guy you have to pay close attention to, so then he doesn't get too cold. Does not like cold, cannot handle drafts. That's why he's in this window and not that one. Well, when it comes to pest, I couldn't find anything. Like I said, this one is still rarely new, and there isn't as much information about what bothers it. I do know thrisp do bother it, because I found thrisp on him before. Is it this leaf? Or no, that's edema damage. Oh yeah, that's edema there. It's not thrisp, but I have seen thrisp on him, but when I did catch them, it was like right at the beginning. Is that thrisp damage there? That might be thrisp damage on this leaf here. Right there. It'll cover my face and focus on that. Nope. But yeah, right there, I believe is a bit of thrisp damage. But as far as other pests go, I have no clue. if they do go on this guy or not. I'm assuming they do because pests go on everything. They're plagued by everything. Thrips love everything. There's plants where I've seen, oh, they don't like echeverias. Yeah, right. I've lost lots of them to thrips over the years. And when I looked up common problems with these guys, nothing. Couldn't find anything. But, however, in my own growing conditions of this guy, they do suffer from edema. Just like other Hoyas, where if you overwater them, they can't. It's noon. It's my bird clock. The horned owl. We gotta go soon because we have a birthday party later. So I'm trying to shoot everything as fast as I possibly can. It's not working because I keep getting interrupted by cats and helicopters. So one of the common problems in my experience with these guys is of course edema. And there's a leaf right here that's really good. See all those black spots? That's edema. And the only way to help it is to pull back your watering. I like to check it every day, make sure it's doing good and whatnot. Moisture meter level 1 to 2 is what you want to water these guys at if you really want to avoid the edema. Now, these guys, because they're Hoya, they love to climb, or you can have them trailing, it's whichever your preference is. But where their roots are, they can only spread between 20 to 50 centimeters, which is about 7 to 20 inches. But they like to climb, the Parasitica specifically, not necessarily maybe this one, but in general, they like to climb up to 100 to 400 centimeters tall, which is 39 inches to 157 inches, which is it's over 3 feet to 13 to 14 feet. Yes. Yeah. I can convert inches and centimeters quicker than I can convert temperatures, mostly because, well, I've worked with both. Because, well, carpentry work. I'm not a professional carpenter, but I used to like help build barns and horse stalls and whatnot, so I know how to do the two. Temperatures, however, because most of the baking and cooking I've ever done was always in Fahrenheit, and it's only the last year and a half that I've had to learn the Celsius because I want to make sure everybody gets the proper information to the best of my abilities. And he also has a new leaf coming. We got a little baby leaf right there. So he is growing quite well. Now, would I recommend these guys for beginner houseplants? Yes. Or houseplants for beginners. Blah, 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 blah. Tongue-tied. He's been absolutely great, other than the one incident with the edema, and I lost this branch right here. Maybe I can cover my face and bring him in. Can you see like that? Because he's being difficult. Like that corner right there. Because the edema, I had overwatered him and he didn't like it. That's my fault. So if you watch your watering, he can be an awesome plant. He's been very rewarding. I absolutely love these leaves. Like these big, thick, waxy leaves. Like look how gorgeous that is. And even the newer leaves with the little splashes on them, they're gorgeous. And someday, hopefully, I'll get flowers. And I do plan on adding more Hoyas to my collection, because as I grow bigger in my plant journey, I find that I'm beginning to understand what grows best in my household environment. And once you can figure that out, stick in that niche. So like peperomias, the thicker ones, like nothing, not the happy bean. That's too high humidity. Like thinner leafed Hoyas are higher humidities compared to thicker leafed Hoyas. Like my jelly is just thriving. So, and succulents and cactuses. Like my roadkill cactus that you've seen on that last video, he's already getting a new point. So he's gonna have, he'll have 3 horns. Yeah, but no, I highly recommend him. So if you have any questions for me, you can ask them down below. I'll try to answer them to the best of my knowledge. I'll put up how to care videos for the Carnosa and the SP Germany. So if you have those guys too, you can be able to find them. And that's it. So if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, you can give me a thumbs down. Everybody has a right to their opinion. But if you really like the video, subscribe. And as always, live long, plant on.